Hello and welcome to Road Trip Guys.
Today we are going to a company town called Scotia.
Shouldn't that be Scott? Yeah.
Yes, if it wasn't called Scotia.
Potato, potato.
For future reference, it's always potato.
Located on California's north coast, about 20 miles south of Eureka, you'll find the little former company town of Scotia. Called the Redwood Empire, if you're not familiar with this part of the state, you may be surprised to learn it's a lot more like the Pacific Northwest than what you imagine when you think of California. Oh look, it's Uncle Chris and Auntie Polly calling from England on FaceTime. Hello.
Hello, Scott. Your Auntie Polly and I are watching the video, and we feel compelled to tell you that California has no north coast.
Haven't we talked about this? We only have one coast, and this is the north part of it.
We call it the North Coast.
Well, we just thought we'd mention it.
Thank you, Auntie Polly.
We'll take it under advisement.
Okay, we'll let you get back to work.
Love you boys and love the videos.
Thank you.
Love you too. Scotia was founded in 1863 by the Pacific Lumber Company to house workers for its local logging operations. But before Scotia was Scotia, it was called Forestville. Unfortunately, California already had a Forestville, so the town needed a new name. Many of the residents originally came from New Brunswick and Nova Scotia. Nova Scotia is Latin for New Scotland, and the final choice for the town's new name was between Brunswick and Scotia. Legend has it, the name was ultimately decided by coin toss. From 1863 until 2008, Pacific Lumber Company of Humboldt County owned and managed over 200,000 acres of forest, primarily redwood. Coast redwood is one of the most valuable timber species, prized for its beauty and resistance to decay and fire. Scotia was one of the country's longest-lived company towns, with the town entirely owned by the Pacific Lumber Company, also called Palco, until 2008, when Palco went bankrupt. Most of the existing houses were built between the 1920s and 1950s, and you may notice many of the houses look eerily similar, a result of Scotia's company town heritage. Today, these homes are being sold individually into private ownership. At one time, America was home to over 2,500 company towns. In a company town, practically all the stores and housing are owned by one company. And since they built the town, they're also the main employer. Company towns were frequently built by coal mines, textile mills, and steel factories. Most in the Pacific Northwest were logging towns. Often, company town meant corporate tyranny. The employees were typically paid in scrip that could only be redeemed at the overpriced company store. They were a captive audience, a little like you or me buying water at a stadium.
$10? How can that even be legal?
You mean 10 bucks for a water or not getting paid in real money?
Not getting paid in real money.
Well, after the Fair Labor Standards Act of 1938, it wasn't. What brought an end to the era of company towns? Well, by the 1920s, the economy was strong, and the labor movement was giving workers more rights. Plus, that newfangled thing, the automobile, gave people new freedom to live further from their workplaces. Pop quiz. Name another famous company town.
That chocolate one, the Hershey, Pennsylvania. Ha ha! Thanks.
Cool. While you're in Scotia, be sure to see the exciting...
Well, there really isn't a whole heck of a lot to do in Scotia.
But if you're in the area, it's a charming and unique place, and it's well worth checking out. Highlights include the beautiful and historic Scotia Inn, the unique Winema Theater with its Tyrolean Swiss chalet style, and be sure not to miss the museum.
We have missed the museum.
3 times.
On each of our 3 visits, the museum was closed.
But hey, you might get lucky.
Well, that's it for Scotia. Thanks for watching.
And if you haven't yet, please subscribe.
And feel free to share.
Newton, go find subscribers. Good boy.